Let's talk about something that can feel a little uncomfortable to admit. And yet, it's one of the most common patterns that we see in women married to difficult narcissistic men. And that is that you start to feel deeply grateful, like for crumbs, for the small occasional moments of kindness. You know, that one day that he didn't criticize you, you went for a walk in the sunshine and it was a really pleasant conversation. Or that one time he remembered to say thank you. Or that night he actually looked at you with softness. And when those moments appear, almost out of nowhere, randomly, it hits you like sunlight after months of winter. Yeah, your whole body softens, your heart leaps, and you think to yourself, see, he does care. There is a good man in there. He does love me. Maybe we're turning a corner. Well, I want to speak to you with warmth and honesty and compassion. Those crumbs, and responding to those crumbs, don't make you naive. They make you human. They reveal your capacity to love and to be loved, to hope and to forgive. But we need to understand what's actually happening in that cycle. Hey, click the subscribe button and the like button, by the way. That helps you get notified of fresh content on the channel. It also helps many other women find this content for their journey. So you're actually giving a gift to other women you might never meet. You can also click the link in the description to join our Detox Your Marriage Skool community, where you'll discover many more resources to help you on your journey. It's a private space where you can interact with other courageous women that are on the same journey. So let's be honest here. When you've lived in emotional deprivation long enough, emotional starvation, from the criticism, the blame, the coldness, the guilt trips, the blame shifting, the emotional distance, the cold shoulder, your nervous system becomes starved for safety and warmth. And let's face it, those are deep, profound, foundational human needs. So even when he offers just like a crumb, an ounce of gentleness, your brain lights up like fireworks. This is what neuroscience calls intermittent reinforcement, right? It's one of the most powerful psychological conditioning patterns known to humans. Damaris and I it was a business trip. I promise it was a business trip to Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago and stayed at a hotel. And of course, if you've ever been there, you know that every hotel is mapped out the same way. You come in the door to get to reception or to get to your hotel room, for sure, you have to go by the slot machines, all the gambling, right? So think of those slot machines. Well, think of the affluence of the casinos and the hotels in Vegas, right? They're not losing money, let me tell you. The slot machines, you don't win every time, but you win just enough to keep you pulling the lever. And so as we were walking through the gambling area, I mean, it's depressing for me and Maurice. We just sort of recognized, wow, these people are addicted, and they're addicted because of the intermittent reinforcement. People gambling, they're winning just enough to keep pulling the lever. An unpredictable reward creates attachment plus dependency. So coming back to you, so when he compliments you after weeks of silence, when he's affectionate right after blowing up, when he does something thoughtful after you emotionally collapse in tears, your brain says, ding, 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 he's still good. Don't leave. Keep trying. This is not love. This is trauma bonding. It's your nervous system hanging on to the hope of what could be instead of the reality of what is. Let me be clear. Your husband may not be sitting in a dark room going, bwahaha, right, plotting emotional control. He may not be consciously manipulating. But the pattern still functions the same. When a narcissistic partner gives affection, kindness, attention, It's often a reset button that keeps you attached. It's a safety valve to prevent you from being completely fed up and leaving. It's a narrative defense that he'll use later on. See, I'm not that bad. We went for a walk together. We went out for dinner. Do you remember we did that? It's a reputation strategy. Look how good I am. Everyone says so, right? But here's the most important part for you to hear really clearly from my heart of compassion. The kindness is conditional when you stop to think about it. It's not stable, consistent, or rooted in emotional empathy. It's a temporary state, not a character trait. That's why it comes and goes. That's why it cannot be relied upon. That's why you never feel secure and safe. You feel anxious. A healthy marriage is not a desert with occasional rain. A healthy marriage is steady water that you can drink that refreshes. I'm not saying your husband's kindness is wrong. I'm not even saying it's fake. My point is, it's just not enough for you. You shouldn't settle for the crumbs, for the occasional scattered showers. And it's just not enough for any human being to sustain emotional safety. And emotional safety is the foundation of love. It's the requisite for trust. I'm not suggesting that you're staying because you're weak and if you were stronger you would leave. You're staying because you're a person that is loyal by nature. You're a person that believes in redemption. You see potential. You love deeply. But here's the reframe that I want you to hold. Love can inspire growth, but love cannot perform surgery on someone else's character. You can love him, you can pray for him, you can encourage him, you can support him. All good things, don't get me wrong. But you cannot force him to self-reflect, force him to repair harm, force him to develop empathy, or to make him seek healing. You can't force him to be consistent. Those are his work. They belong to him. And love cannot do someone else's work for them. Here's the provocative truth I want you to hear. If the good moments were not mixed with the harm, they wouldn't feel so precious. They would feel normal. They would feel expected. They would feel safe and consistent. The only reason they feel so noteworthy and so miraculous is because the rest of your emotional diet is bread and water. Take that in. Take that in slowly. You don't have to defend it. You don't have to argue with me. Just let it settle. I'm not attacking him. I'm challenging in love you. Healing does not mean leaving or staying necessarily. Healing means you need to stop gaslighting yourself. You need to stop excusing harm done. You need to stop internalizing blame. And you need to stop treating crumbs as if it's a feast. Healing means reclaiming your emotional dignity, your emotional sovereignty. Really reclaiming your worth, your voice, your emotional reality. And you don't have to do that alone. If this message is resonating deeply with you, if you felt your chest exhale, oh, somebody actually gets what's going on. If something inside whispered, this is me, somehow Dr. Don knows me, then I invite you to join us inside the Detox Your Marriage Skool community. It's a private, moderated, faith-grounded space for women who deeply love and are tired of losing themselves in the process. Join the Detox Your Marriage Skool community, totally free. Also, if you want clarity and if you're ready for commitment to move ahead, how can I put this into action? You can book a 15-minute quick start call. It's not a sales call, there's nothing for sale there, and no pressure. But that's a short conversation to help you see your situation with fresh eyes, with a fresh perspective, and to help you come back to yourself and see, how can I navigate this? Let's face it, you deserve support. You deserve peace. You deserve to thrive again. You don't have to live on crumbs. You don't have to live like a refugee. There's more for you, and you're allowed to receive it.